What is up, YouTube? It's been a while since I've been back. Not many subscribers. I got one. Don't really make a lot of videos, but today on duty here in good old Kennebec County in Maine. Not too many people know the life we live here in Maine in law enforcement. Hands free. I'm not actually on my phone. I'm talking to my phone. Hands free. Hands free. Oh, patrolling. It's pouring here. It's really not a whole lot of fun in the rain. Not much going on today. Reese Across America. We did a little escort for them this morning. The local one. They already are down in Arlington, Virginia, down there doing their thing. Uh, you know, shout out to them for being such a huge supporter of law enforcement in donating their Reese. It's awesome, it's a lot of things nowadays. People don't really support us a whole lot, but it's been slowly coming around. It's kind of nice coming across some people, here and there that thank us for our service. That guy looked like a little sketchy. I don't do a whole lot of traffic in the winter nor in the pouring rain, and it's nothing. I just don't like getting wet. So people are probably gonna pull up next to me and be like, "What's he doing?" I can't see who that is. It's like my buddy Tyler. Out and about today on a Saturday. We got a hockey game tonight. I've been helping coach hockey, high school hockey. We got a big game tonight. Big game, rival game. Coney versus Gardner. So it's gonna be pretty intense. It's gonna be pretty packed. Always, every single year. It's this come hockey season. Like football, soccer, every sport. Gardner High School. That's where I graduated. I graduated 2005. From Gardner High School. Played hockey, played lacrosse. Um, I had fun, had a blast doing that, and been trying. Making attempts. Well, I shouldn't say I've been making attempts, but long-term goal is, I wanted to start giving back to the kids, showing them, showing them advice, and showing them how to play sports. I've always wanted to do it ever since I graduated, and just never done it. My buddy Tyler Wing, he became the head coach. I think last year. It's his second year running, but he sort of asked me through my sister. Found out that he wanted me to help out coach, and I was like, well, yeah. He was like, my sister told me. I was like, yeah, I want to do that. I've been wanting to do that. Just, didn't know how, didn't really look into it, but heck, call him up and be like, hey, dude, I really want to help you coach. And he's like, yeah, dude. He's like, this is how you do it. He told me how to do it and gave me some links, and of course, I scored the background check, hopefully, law enforcement. So I got through all that stuff, and our first regular season game was this past Wednesday. We actually won, and it was a good job on the kids' effort. It seems like they from the beginning when we started here in I think it was like towards the end of November. Yeah, because we've had like couple of practices, a couple of weeks of practices already. It seemed like the kids just didn't they had bad attitudes, but they're high school kids. It's like that too in high school, but it's a totally different beast for sure when it comes to these kids. I've been rocking a cold here for about going on 5, 6. 6 days. It's not fun. I've been hacking along. Um, yeah, I actually really enjoy it. Getting getting used to the kids. It doesn't take long for me to acclimate with things, so I quickly. I'm a people watcher, and um, I'm good at reading people just by judging their demeanor and the way they react towards people. I don't want to give too many secrets away, but I'm good at reading people, so I learn the kids already. Like I already know which ones. Everybody knows which kid's gonna be like the problem child. You quickly learn their name. Like it's interesting how that works, but um, good kids. There's a lot of good kids on the team. There's no bad kids. It doesn't seem like. I mean, it doesn't seem like it so far. You got your kids that are trouble, but aren't trouble. Just have bad attitudes. It's just they don't know how to control their own self. So I mean, in this line of work, you can't you learn not to take it to heart. You take it with a grain of salt. But I don't want to bore you with conversations about that stuff. Uh, if it is boring at all, I don't mean to offend anybody in any way. I'm having a blast with it. It's just my schedule and that schedule. I work till 6 p.m. at night, and a lot of the practices, some majority of the practices are really late at night, like 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, which works out in my benefit. But for being a kid in high school and having to do homework and waking up, it's that doesn't really jive with them, which understandably so. Doesn't jive with me, and I'm old, so not really too old, incredibly old, but you know, newly a dad, 5-month-old daughter. Super pumped about that. She's cute as pie. She's a little ham. Uh, Me and my wife, we bought her what they call a Jolly Jumper. She loves to jump in that thing. It's so funny to watch her jump. She looks like a little leprechaun just dancing around her pot of gold, jumping up and down. I love it. So yeah, no, I mean balancing life and balancing work and also this new coaching deal. It's not it hasn't been too horribly rough so far, but I've been in law enforcement for approximately I think I'm going on 9 years now, but uh, I think every time I see somebody, "Oh, been in law enforcement about 8 years, 8, 9 years, I think it's been longer than that, but whatever. 2011, so yeah, you do the math. Um, so I started off in patrol, and then um, didn't have the mental stability for that at time when I first started, and it's still kind of young-minded, and oh, I'm wearing a badge, you listen to me type of thing. And it's just stupid, I started off in a really really small department, and obviously, I mean, dealing in a small department, you're not going to get a whole lot of calls and experience. Not bad mouthing small departments or anything, but that just doesn't really work out in your benefit. So um, I ended up going to work at a correctional facility, and I worked there for about 4 years, and I did really good at that, and learned a lot of communication skills. Uh, you learn a lot of things, especially where the first year I was there, I was working on the floors and dealing with the inmates, and learning that just because they're in jail doesn't mean they're not human. People are human. People make mistakes. Sometimes people make mistakes more than others do, but it takes some people some few times to figure out what they're doing is not a life to live. I mean, who wants to be incarcerated majority of their life? I mean, I've never gotten that uh, type of thing, but I guess if that's all you know, that's all you know. And if you don't want to learn more or learn something different, then more power to you. You want to stay behind locked doors and not have your freedom and get to watch your HBO or look at great outdoors, go hunting, fishing, whatever. I mean, that's your deal, I guess. I'm different, um, but I don't judge. I'm not a person that likes to judge people by the way they look or the way they act. So um, that's why I get a lot of compliments from a lot of people that I deal with and rest. Every time I go in there, they're in there. They're like, "Oh, hey, Nelson, what's going on, Nelson?" Um, but I'm black and white, and I tell them like it is, and that's what they love that. I mean, but I'm also my honesty goes a long way because truthful and honesty with people it gains trust, and I'm not gonna blow smoke up your rear end to make you my friend, and that's gonna backfire on you in the long run because you end up seeing this person down the road and they're like, "Oh, you're the guy that lied to me." So yeah, I'm not into that type of police work, I guess, or in general. Um, so anyway, so I mean, down here in a local boat launch, I get to see. Turn around, we'll show the greater town of good old Hollowell. They have some pretty good parades and fireworks every year. That's basically Hollowell in a nutshell. That's where I started, actually. I started working in that town over there across the river. So every 2 weeks, we, the sheriff's office and the state police, we switch sides of the river, east and west, and basically we call it call sharing. They handle calls over there for 2 weeks. We handle calls over here on the east side for 2 weeks, and there's been talk that we're going to take over the entire county. So our county alone is, I mean, it's going to sound funny to some people who might watch this. 900, I think it's 947 or 951 square miles. Kennebec County, that cover in our own little district, our county. But where I ended up. So go back to when I worked at the jail. I worked the jail until 2016. So I worked there about 4 years. I ended up getting a job up north for another county as a patrolman, which they cover 4,000 square miles, and I was actually designated for one area, and it was because of the area and just the quality of life and the amount of work up there. A lot of paper mills around here have been closing down, which obviously that's where about 80% of jobs are, and that's where people work, or mills, paper mills, or
How would that have you out by Family Dollar?
what in the world is Gardner got? So what I do is I like to scan. I like to scan
Copy. Have you out
other departments.
420 water with the vehicle.
And just to because just in case I'm in the area and I can go assist them if they need help. Because I mean you get a lot of these municipalities like Augusta and Waterville. probably have the most, well, Bangor PD and Lewiston, but in our area, Waterville and Augusta, they have numbers. They're bigger departments, but you get your local ones like Gardner PD. You got Clinton, who's pretty small, but Gardner PD is fairly big. I mean, but on weekends they don't. During the daytime, they only run one officer on.
And I know you're 10-6, but your other traffic complaint called in. You want me to have her
Hold on a second, guys.
hold or call her back?
Let me check to see if he's the only one on. What's he got? There's mail that showed up at the caller's house, knocked on the apartment door. Student walks apartment complex door. Acting like he's on drugs. Blah 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 blah.
Tom to 11-5.
Blake Cody.
Good.
11-5.
Can you check address and flow?
So let me check with Gardner and see if they're all set. 6 on Augusta.
Go ahead.
You check with Gardner 309 just to see if he's all set. If he wants me to slide over, I'm right across the bridge. Just check with local. Just you make sure they're all set. I mean, he's running. He's the only guy over there, so go help him out just in case. Officer safety is a huge thing with me. I don't just because I work at the county doesn't mean I don't.
If you're in the area, you can slide over. You'd appreciate it.
That's a 4. Just attach me to his call and I'll scoot over there. Check on him. Sorry. So yeah, he's requesting that we go over and assist him. Sorry, I got a lot of bum going on. This cold is like, it's been like a terror to everybody. It's been going around a lot. So yeah, I mean, I love this job. I love doing what I do. And it's cool that I'm able to work in the area that I grew up in. Thankfully, my buddy Aaron, he used to work for us. He started here way before I did. He worked here for about, I think, 6 years. And then got a job with the Secret Service. Not the uniform division, special agent. He's an agent. So he does that stuff and works. I don't know what he does for work, but he used to work this area. And when I got on with him, I got on with the department. I ended up working the northern zones, and I had no clue. I mean, working up north when I worked up Somerset County, people were, I guess more reserved. They support law enforcement, but they also, handle their own stuff majority of the time. Further north you get in Maine, people just, they want to be left alone. They just want to live their life and in comfort and do what they want to do. So down this way, you got more people who are more open. You got 50-50 with, supportive law enforcement, I guess. Well, no, I think it's more than 50-50, but it might be a little bit more than that. But, I mean, people down here, they like to talk. They, very nosy. Neighbors are on top of neighbors, and then you got ones that live further off in the willy wax is what we call it, but up there it's a little bit different. So the further north you get, the more reserved people are. They don't like to talk to us, and just trying to build a rapport with people up there, it's very difficult. But thankfully, me being from this area, I know a lot of people, and a lot of people love to, you know, chat me, uh, talk to me, and give me information. I mean, I'm constantly on a daily basis, my phone rings, so, um, but, it's a good thing, and, got a lot of trust with the public, so that helps. But, I'm about almost over 20 minutes here, guys and girls. If you guys like the talks and riding around with me, please hit the subscribe button. Give me some views. Um, I'll be back again, I'm sure. But I'll catch you guys later.